I think Shaft has allowed Barbadians or Barbadian artists now to recognize that you need writers, and that every morning you wake up doesn't mean that you're a writer, and that everybody can't be a writer. And sometimes you have singers and you have writers. You don't always have a singer and a writer. It doesn't work like that. And to me, it made people. I think he made people respect their limitations a bit more here. There are some artists in Barbados who are fantastic writers, and just to me, not great singers, are not as. In other words, you can take a song from particular people that I would hear, and I said, if I was singing that, what can happen to it? Or if Masha was singing that, what can happen to it? And they don't let go of the songs. They don't see the business side of it, that the song could go way further than they could ever take it. And I think Shaf has shown people, because I don't think he's a singer. I don't think he can do jack with singing, but he's been able to bring beautiful melodies. Granted, for me, when we take the songs from him, we try to be too trendy with them, because we almost go back phrase for phrase with him. But he has brought something. I think the movement didn't start from Shaft. I think the fresh movement started from Kerwin Du Bois. I think he made a serious contribution. And I think that people don't realize how much of a big contribution he made, but he made it even more groovier than I did. He made it a bit more relaxing, that you could now lay down in your vehicle and not just be in effect and want to hear these songs, and they actually emotionally move you, they evoke emotion. So I think everybody had a contribution to make. I think there is a space for people from all over the world writing for you, but I don't want the Barbadian thing to be lost. And that's why I always push. I'm proud of people like Lil Rick and know these youngsters, Lead Pipe and Sadist. I think what they're doing is so Barbadian, is just cool. That's what we were trying to do all the time, so it's good to have that going on. Continue.
What am I heard now?
Nowadays, family. I wouldn't say I used to take it for granted, but I was adamant that I couldn't be as successful as I was. I couldn't have done what I'm doing. What I've done, what we've achieved, I don't think we could have done without sacrifice in terms of time for kids, time for family, wife, you know. I don't think it could have been done. And the reason for that, I would say, is when you use international artists as the poster person, the go-to guy who motivates you, there are some things you have to accept. They will record. They will be in the studio like we will be for like 2-3 months, and they will record. They promote it. They get out there. They do the concerts and stuff, and they don't record for another 3 years because the income is tremendous, ridiculous, lucrative. Whereas now we have to record every year. We have to push every year. We have to continue to reinvent ourselves all the time. It's a 24-hour job. Especially when you're a writer, producer, and the actual artist as well. You have a lot to do, and you can't do it properly with certain things. You can't be creative as you would like to be, if you have to hear that you gotta go home and deal with certain things, or you know, it's something that you want. Because I always long to have a family. I always long to have a wife and watch my kids grow. You know, but it wasn't to be. I don't think that. The two of them could have fit together. I didn't think so. I knew that I needed to have that commitment to Crossfire and to the movement of soca music at the time. I think they grew up without me for most of the part, without me as I would like. But I think they thought that the father was a nice guy, so they tend to hang in there. Yeah.
You're rally Ryan.
Yeah.
If not music, well, I know you have a love for football in your mind.
I think I was good enough at football to do something, but...
You were average.
No, I wasn't average at all. I was average. I was clever. If you're clever on the ball, you don't need a whole lot of skill and muscle. I was clever on the ball. But I would say for me, my goal, I was actually studying to be a veterinarian. Music just took everything away as far as that was concerned. But that would have been my second choice. I would have gladly retired a veterinarian. I have a serious love for animals, and I still do. There's some that I would not mess around at all. I would not mess around with snakes and that kind of thing. But I always had a love for animals and just nature in itself. So I would have been in that field. I would have been in that easily.
What do you do to relax? I know you love the beach.
Yeah, the beach is a big part of me. As long as I'm in Barbados, if they see mossing around, I find myself at the beach. Early mornings, 4:30, I take a jog and take in the fresh air of being on the beach, the fresh oxygen, and not necessarily running on the road, where you're taking in carbon monoxide at the same time. I tend to want to run on the beach and relax in the water. The water is very relaxing in Barbados, very relaxing. And, I think we take for granted what we have here. But traveling, you recognize we really have here. So I take advantage of it every time I get a chance. I'm in the water. Outside of that, I'm still really an introvert at my age. I can be social, I can laugh and joke around, but I'm so much of an introvert. As long as I can get a television on and my four walls and my door locked, nobody know where I am, I get to go. I get to go. That's how I always was. And I probably will die that way. I'm just that sort of person. If I don't see somebody that I know, I'm the quietest person in the room. I remember many times, almost like a chorus, I'd be places and reporters or promoters would come and say, "You is the great Edwin Yearwood, but you in the corner. I see so many popular artists come through here, and they just want this, they want that, they want this body out of the room, and everybody in the room making merry, you're in the corner sitting down waiting to go on stage. How you just do that?" But it's just me. It's just me. I don't zone in or zone out. I'm just quiet. I'm a quiet person. I like my own little space. So that works for me. I am at peace with myself. I'm really happy when I would even talk to myself sometimes. Make beer sport and things, laugh at my own jokes and that kind of thing. I am that kind of crazy guy. And I'm not bothered, and I'm not even ashamed to say it. It's just something I was like that from a child, but because of the environment of being a popular person in Barbados, it made me make it an art of it. I made an art of it, of being an introvert. So I'm not sorry for it at all. I love it.
You don't go to shows if you're not performing.
No, I don't go. I believe that I would have been the closest thing to a Christian if I was not a soca artist, because I just don't go nowhere. It's so much so that the guys would be on tour. Kielma is the one that's laughing at me, but the guys would be on tour, and somebody would say, some people would come and say, "Listen, we have a party tonight, and we want to invite you guys," and they'd be like, "Yeah, I can be there," and they would start laughing about it. "Yeah, right. Well, please, what shut you about? Well, go in your room," that kind of thing, because it's just not coming out. Just no. I remember one night the men were like, "Edwin, you gotta come out. You gotta come." I said, "Listen, I got my clothes by the bedspread and everything. I can be there coming downstairs. We can meet at 10 o'clock. And Kielma was like, "Listen, don't waste time calling him." And I was watching the clothes and changing the channels. Watching the clothes and changing the channels. That's just me. I'm not an out person. I would I would rather just be in bed or just be home.